Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. I welcome you all in my class. So, dear students, today we are going to start our new topic, that is complement. As you all know that a sentence has a foundation. That foundation, the other part of the sentence are built on this foundation. What is the foundation? The foundation is the subject and the verb. So we have come to know about this thing, and in the previous lecture we have discussed in detail that sentence is based on subject and verb, and later we just divide that subject and verb into subject and predicate. That subject and the verb, that is it is enough for many sentences when we want to just show something, such as I swim, you sing, it could be she paints. But not all the time that we do need only these two bases, that is the subject and verb. So what do we do need? That we add to the sentence foundation a complement or completer to complete the meaning and add to its majesty, right? Means sometimes what do we need? We do need some words to add to this foundation to complete its meaning. So are you getting it? The complements that just gives the complete meaning to any word. So a word which completes the meaning of a sentence. What are the complements that complete the meaning of a sentence? And we are, on the other hand, we can say that when we add to the sentence foundation a complement or completed to complete the meaning, it in fact add the majesty to the sentence. So a complement is a word that complete the meaning of the predicate. So what could be that? It is divided into two. There are two types of complement: subject complement and object complement. What is a subject complement? It tells about the subject. Example, Dinesh is a doctor. A doctor is the complement as it tells about the subject Dinesh. On the other hand, what is object complement? It tells about the object. They made him the captain. The captain is the complement as it tells about the object him. Okay, so now we must go step by step. So as I have told you people earlier, that the complement is a word that completes the meaning of a sentence. So as every predicate has a verb, some predicate need more than a verb to complete the meaning. Please do write that every predicate has a verb, no doubt, but sometimes these predicate need more than a verb to complete the meanings. So these additional words are complements and completers. So different kind of verbs do need different kinds of complement. We will be discussing it in detail, but let's come for first of all towards the subject complement. What is a subject complement? It tells about the subject. When this complement describes the subject, it is called the subject complement. So what is the key point? When the complement, those completers that tells about that describe the subject, these are called the subject complement. It could be adjective. Okay, so it could be it could be an adjective, noun or pronoun followed by a linking verb. I am repeating that the subject complement, the complement that describes the subject, and a subject complement is the adjective, noun or pronoun followed by the linking verb. So the subject complement is a word that is usually after a linking verb. It describes the subject of a sentence. So we have talked that there are two types of complement, and here we are just giving you the structure of the subject complement. So I'm telling you in points now. Number one thing, subject complement are the complement that describe the subject. Here you can see in this example, the box is a present Okay, then I just continued with the box smells funny. Okay, so what is the subject here? Here the subject is the box. In both these sentences, the subject is the box. And on the other hand, it is being connected by the linking verb. And then here comes the complement. Complement that is in a adjective form, right? So all these points that has been discussed in the previous slide, that do apply on that. What are those points? Number one, the complement describes the subject, right? It is called the subject complement. These are the words that are usually after the linking verb. So can you see that the box in the first example, the box in the second example, they are being connected by the linking verb. So let's see what are the linking verbs. The linking verbs are, so what could be the what is the formula and the structure of that sentence? That is the subject, that is a linking verb, and that is a complement. And that complement could be an adjective, a noun, or pronoun. It is being followed by the linking verb. What is a linking verb? Linking verbs, they are unlike action verbs. Linking verbs show a relation between the subject of the sentence and a noun or adjective being linked to it. I'm repeating that the linking verbs show a relationship between the subject of the sentence and the noun and adjective being linked into. So the commonest linking verbs are the form of the verb with be, that is, are, was, were, being. And the other example are from the you can say sense verbs that are related with to feel, to feel, to look, to smell, right? That are related with our senses. To see, to sound, to taste, right? So the linking verb are here having the three forms. Number one, that are the be form, that are is, are, am, was, were, been, being. Number two, that are having the second form is, that is the sense verb that are related with our senses, that is to feel, to look, to smell, to taste, to sound, right? To look. On the other hand, when the third one is, that are the status verb. What are that? That are to grow, to turn, to grow, to turn, to become, to remain, right? To stay. So these are three types of the linking verbs. Linking verbs that show a relationship between the subject of the sentence and the noun and adjective being linked to it. They are having the three forms: be form, sense verbs, and then the status verb. And I have categorized these three in then later into different words. So when we just see the formula, we just see that there is a subject, there is a linking verb, and there is a subject complement. Okay, that subject complement could be a predicative nominative and adjective predicative. Okay, please, there are certain things that are not the part of these slides, but we are discussing and explaining it with example. Please do write all those things. So the formula that I have talked to you, subject that we are talking about, linking verb that I have described, and then comes the predicative nominative or the adjective predicative. What is that predicative nominative? Predicative nominative is a predicate noun, is a group of words that completes a linking verb. Okay, it gives a sense to the it gives the completion to the complete linking verb and names the subject, and it gives another name to the subject. So what we are saying, that predicative nominative, that is a predicate noun, as you just see that this complement is having the position of a predicate. It is being connected by the linking verb. It's a group of word. Predicative nominative is a group of word that completes a linking verb and renames the subject. The example could be she was a, okay, it's not she was a monster. Okay, predicative nominative she, we have described she into like a monster. Ali was a policeman, we have just described. It is being connected with the linking verb. So we have just given renamed this, so we have renamed our subject, that is John. Now John our subject, and we have renamed him by the like a policeman, right? And then there comes the she will be fairy, that is predicative nominative. She will be fairy, she has been described like a fairy. So these are the, and here are here we have discussed the linking verbs that I have discussed you earlier. Let me just explain it to you again, that the linking verbs are also called copula. Connect the subject of a sentence with an adjective, noun or descriptive phrase. To distinguish a copula verb, remember they do not indicate action in a sentence, rather they describe the sentence of a being, a result, as one of 5 senses. In other words, linking verbs do not have an object. So what are the linking verbs? Another name for the linking verbs, that are the copula verbs, and they connect the subject of a sentence with an adjective, noun or descriptive phrase. And we in order to distinguish a copula verb, remember that they do not indicate action in a sentence, they do not indicate any action, rather they describe the status of being, a result, or status of being mean, that is the status, as I have told you people, that it is related with the status verb, and on the other hand with the 5 senses, that are with the sense verb, and I have categorized them as well. In other words, linking verbs do not have an object, they do not have the object, they do not, such as I like to play football, okay, that would be the football would be the object, so they do not take that object. We have discussed in detail what is a predicative nominative. Mr. Ali was the president of student body. As you have seen that Ali, that is the subject, it has been renamed as the president. So let me repeat again for you. Predicative nominative is a group of words that completes a linking verb and it renames the subject, and here it is Ali, the president. Ali has been renamed as a president. On the other hand, what is a predicative adjective? Ali became angry when the bus was late. The predicative adjective, it describes or modifies the subject of a sentence. It modifies, okay? It modifies the subject of a sentence and it follows a linking verb. Such as, in fact, it is contrary to attributive adjective. How it is contrary to a attributive adjective? That in attributive, such as we can say the shoes looks expensive. It is the example of a predicative adjective. What is predicative adjective? That describes or modifies the subject of a sentence. It describes the subject of a sentence and it follows a linking verb. The example I have given you, the shoes looks expensive. But when I want to describe it into attributive adjective, I will say the expensive shoes. Okay. When we just describe, we just give any attribute to anything, we just combine these. We combine that attribute with the noun, with the subject, the expensive shoes. Okay, so it is different from that. Predicative adjective is different from the attributive adjective. Predicative adjective will modify the subject. What is the subject? And if we just see the example here, the subject is Ali, and it is modifying, it is giving the it is modifying the subject of a sentence, that is by just giving him the adjective of being angry. The student looked miserable when the teacher announced the test. It is very true, especially nowadays. The student looked. Again, can you see that here? What is the difference here? That here we are talking about the subject complement, and the subject complement is being connected by the it is being connected by that linking verb looked. Looked what? Measurable. Measurable, we are describing, we are giving the complete meaning, and we are modifying the subject, that are the students. Okay, so we are modifying them, that are the students, when teacher announced this test. Another example is Ali and won. It could, sorry, it that is a there is a mistake in typing. Uh, there is a mistake. Ali and we can say Ali looked happy about the result of the race. Ali looked happy. Happy here, looked again, that is a Ali looked happy about the result of the race. Here again, looked is a linking verb. Happy, that is describing the subject Ali, giving the complete meaning, happy about the result of the race. So this was all for this lecture that we have discussed, that is about the subject complement. Let me remind for you, let me recap all the points for you again. The complement, subject complement, that would be describing the subject, it is called the subject complement. Okay, and this subject complement could be adjective, noun, or pronoun followed by a linking verb. Okay, what could be the linking verb? Linking verbs that are having the three forms, they show the relationship between the subject of the sentence and the noun and the adjective being linked into. The common forms of this verb are the be form and the status. We use status verb, sense verb. Okay, going further, we just said that the structure of that sentence for the complements could be related with the predicative adjective and the predicative nominative. Predicative nominative, we have discussed that is a group. Predicate noun is a group of word that completes the linking verb and renames the subject. Okay, a predicative nominative, it renames the subject. Then we talked about the predicative adjective that describes or modifies the subject, right? So this was all for the complements, and let me just read some, you can say, further example for you, that what could be in the subject complement. There could be that the teacher is happy, they were politician. Okay, these are the two example. They look tired. Again, can you write down, the teacher is happy, they were politician, they look tired, right? We are worried. So these are the different example. Our house is a palace to us. So these are the different examples that you must write. On the other hand, there are the further examples for you for the subject complement. This was all for today's lecture. I hope that you have come to know, that you have understood all the idea. In the next lecture, we would be discussing about the object complement. Thank you so much.